close this again. Just a second. So it's your first time here, I imagine. Died and has been resurrected, risen for us, exactly. And at the, if you look a bit below, you can see the Assumption of Mary. This is a very important thing for us Cistercians, because nearly all Cistercian monasteries are devoted to the Assumption of Mary. And as it is a plague column, also you have the plague saints. On the left side you have Saint Sebastian, and on the right side Saint Rochus, Roch, I think you say in English. And at the very down below you can see our founder, which is the Margraf Leopold III. He's also saint, has been canonized. And the story why we were founded is that he sent his son Otto to study in Paris, and in Paris he got to know the Cistercians and entered a Cistercian monastery, and Morimont he entered, and then he asked his father to please found a Cistercian monastery in Austria. And so we were founded by him 1133, and usually, well, the Cistercian order comes from France. The first Cistercian monastery was Citeaux.
Where?
And
in France.
In France, exactly. And our three founders are not very well known. It's Robert of Molem, Alberich of Citeaux, and Stephen Harding. And well, they wanted to live exactly as the Holy Benedict wrote in his rule. Yes, and well, the monks, the Benedictine monks at that time, didn't really live after that. So when they started this new monastery, it wasn't really a success. But suddenly a very known person entered that monastery together with 30 friends and family members. And you will know that name, Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. And with him the whole movement started, and all over the world, over Europe, Cistercian monasteries were founded. So only 35 years after the foundation of that first Cistercian monastery, we were already founded. And so the name is a bit strange, because Citeaux in Latin is Cistercium, and that's why we have that name. So we all come from the same mother.
Yeah.
So another interesting artwork is the Fountain of Saint Joseph. It's made by the same artist as the Trinity column, Giovanni Giuliani. He made quite a lot here. And there's a little story. When I entered in September 2018, there was a big storm on my first night, and a big branch fell off the tree. So these trees are very old, 1848. They were planted.
These trees?
Yes, exactly, yes.
These are maple trees.
Maple?
Maple, yes, might be, yes.
So these are
1848.
So this tree is 1848 onwards, my gosh.
So a big branch fell off and hit Saint Joseph at the head, and then he was then beheaded. So I remember we were sitting at breakfast and someone came in, Saint Joseph hasn't got a head anymore. But it was very fortunate, because the head fell in the water. He has got his crown. And that, because of that, the head wasn't destroyed and only had to be sticked on again.
So
It's the same head.
it's the same head, yes.
So that's an interesting story about St. Joseph's head.
Yes, we have a bit problem with algae. The past years it wasn't a problem, but this year they tried, but it's not a problem that we can cope with. Yes, unfortunately. But if it's the only problem that we have, then it's no problem. Then we can live with that.
Yeah.
This year we had difficult renovation work here, because there was a problem with the with, with the water pipe, and they had to dig up everything. But now it works marvelous, and the birds have been refurbished now, and they're now very shiny gold. Yeah.
And why Saint Joseph is somebody special for the Cistercian or the Benedictine Order?
Well, I would say for the whole church. I can't think of very particularly of some, but if you depict her mother, then the mother of exactly yes.
And also because of Pope Francis, after the year of Saint Joseph, after publication of Patris Corde, so there is a greater devotion towards Saint Joseph.
And then he officially allowed his name to be also included in the canon of the Mass.
Yeah. And he does a lot of miracles until now, so that's...
Even when he is asleep, he is concerned.
So we are entering now this famous monastery, which is 900 years old. It is written silence here. Silence.
So we are very happy that we weren't always a very rich monastery. That's why you have a very original Cistercian church here. So in the Baroque times, we didn't have much money to tear down the church like they did in Melk, or to refurbish it that much that you can't recognize anything Romanesque or Gothic. So here we have the original Romanesque church from the end of the 12th century. And at the front we have the original Gothic part of the church from the end of the 13th century. And what you can see, especially in the Romanesque part, is that we were able to keep the Cistercian simplicity. So there's not much ornaments, it's just the church, and the church itself should live up to God and the prayer. And typical also for Cistercian churches are the three windows at the western facade, of course, as a symbol for the Holy Trinity. Yes, so this is Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. He's always depicted with the cross and with the crown of thorns. And on the other side, we have Saint Benedict. And he is, of course, always depicted with his rule, and in this case with a cup, because, of course, you enter the monastery, and you're not done as a monk, and so it happened also at the time of Saint Benedict. So there were a few monks that said, "Oh, we don't want to live that strict." And sometimes you have the temptation to don't do the things properly, and they didn't want to do it properly. So they thought, well, we are going to give him venom and kill him so that his rule is not applied to the monastery. But it didn't work out, and that's why he's depicted with the cup. Yes.
A cup of poison.
With a cup of poison, yes.
They wanted to also kill John of the Cross. No?
Yes.
Yes. What is very beautiful artwork is this. 10 different types of work were used. As it was done in the beginning of the 19th century, it does at the time of the Enlightenment. You won't see any religious motive. You see the creation and the fall of buildings. And this wasn't handcrafted by any artist. It was made by 2 monks from here. They were very good and
Artistic.
artistic, yes.
Each of these bench has art work here. Each of this pew has. You can see each pew has been worked beautifully with different piece of art, and each has a meaning in itself, which is be difficult to explain.
One unfortunate thing is that usually the windows on that side weren't as big as they are now. They used to be as small as the windows on the other side, but they wanted to have a brighter church, and they made them bigger. But this is not usual for Romanesque architecture. Yes.
Okay. So thank
It takes
you
the mystic
for
out of it. Yes.
So, a good explanation.
So this is our main working space, our choir stalls. So we spend here around 3.5 hours every day. We pray the office every morning. We start at 5:15, pray the vigils. They last around 45 minutes. Then we get on with the Lord's, about 20 minutes. And then we have the Holy Mass on weekdays. And so the whole block in the morning is 2 hours. Then everyone, we have breakfast, and then everyone has got to do his work. So many of us study at the theological faculty, which is beside the monastery, or are teachers there. I work in the tourism office, an assistant director of the chief economic director, something like that, yes. And at 12 at noon, we meet together again and pray the midday office. We go to lunch, and afterwards we have a little prayer again. And we have then a little sleep, and we go to work then again, and at 6 we have the Vespers, we have supper and recreation, and then at 10 to 8 we have the Compline. So after Compline at around 8:15, we have the Silentium Nocturnum, and we keep the silence until the next morning. Yes. So these are the books. Yeah.
Ora et labora.
Ora et labora,
So
yes.
you have to work
Et lege.
and then prayer and later.
Yeah. So these are the books that we use. So these books are very special because they were, well, from the outside they were handcrafted in the monastery. So this is the wood from our woods.
I see.
And so our abbot at the time of the Second Vatican Council was at Rome and participated in the council and said, well, I've got the documents here, and we're going to do it exactly like the documents wants us to do the things. So we renewed our liturgy, and we kept the Latin as the documents wanted.
Oh, I see.
But we took over a lot from the Roman Breviary. But different from the Roman Breviary, we have our own psalm scheme, and we pray in 2 weeks instead of 4 weeks. Yes. But we're a monastery, so we can pray a bit more, I think. Yes.
You're a good singer.
Well, I used to be the second cantor, yes.
Oh,
And now, for these days, as we're not that many, I need to give the tone, but sing, but usually I'm not anymore. So the ordinaries at the front, and then.
And who is here? This one?
So this is King David.
King David.
He's depicted here because
The singing.
the singing, exactly. So the tradition says
And psalms.
that most of the psalms
were written by
him,
David,
exactly.
King David. So, yeah,
Attributed to
attributed.
And on the other side is Moses. So,
The other side is Moses with his 10 Commandments.
he is depicted with 2 horns, which is of course a mistake.
What's that?
With
2 horns.
2
Ah,
horns,
2 horns, yeah. Why?
Because there was a translating error.
Huh.
Yes. He didn't have horns when he got down. He actually had the light coming out.
Ah, yes. Even in the movie 10 Commandments, when he comes down with that after encountering God,
Yeah.
his face is brightened, and so his wife from among the crowd waiting to receive him back, he says, definitely he has encountered Yahweh, she says, because from his face we can make out, because his face shines. That's what his wife tells somebody who was standing next to her, tells in that movie 10 Commandments. And these all are the
This life of
What
Jesus.
about this thing?
Yes, this is a reading stand, so we can put books here. So in the morning, of
This
course.
has no special significance. There is a Jesus.
I never heard of one. No. On the other side, there's another one. So there are 2 poor chaps that need to carry this
them.
one.
But then the symbol of the Gospels, no? That's so.
This
So Jesus.
This is Jesus. Okay.
and the Gospels.
Gospel, see?
So who comes here and reads?
So this is the Gospel side. So the Gospel comes here, and usually the abbot reads the Gospel. On the other side is just the normal readings we have in the
Old Testament or rather any.
we have in the mornings. Yes, in the,
Metallic, yeah?
it's metallic. Yes. So the plan was actually, this was only the first thing, to tear down everything what is inside, and to have an altar and all the equipment like this. Fortunately, that didn't happen. Yes.
Okay.
It's heavy. Yes.
So good.
So inside of the choir stalls we can see the life of Jesus. It starts with the temptation by the devil and with the baptism of the Lord.
These are wooden, carved in wood.
And on wood. Yes.
See the perfection of the wood.
Yeah.
And originally they were all painted gold, but when they put in the new Gothic altars, they carved it,
removed the golden.
moved it away. Yes, removed it. So I'm usually not a big fan of Baroque, but in this case I like it a lot because you have the saints and the angels up there, and as you're human, you sometimes wake up in the morning and say, I would like to stay in bed and just sleep. I'm very tired. But I think they're good motivation, these angels and saints, because they show us that we don't do it, we don't pray here in the church, the office, just for our own sake.
But we are in heaven.
No, we do it because we do it in place of the church with our labor inside the church, so we do it for the whole world. And we do it as a earthly church together with the heavenly church. And that's a very beautiful thought when you think about it, and then all the tiredness goes away.
In fact, no, Scott Hahn has his beautiful book, The Supper of the Lamb.
Yeah.
In which the Prince of Kiev sends emissaries to Russia, to the Holy Name Cathedral. And when they saw the icons, the incense, the chant, then they said, we are in here, it's heaven here on earth. So in the same way, all the saints and angels, they are like heaven coming down here on earth.
Yes. So a bit hidden, we have 2 organs. So we don't use the organs too much because also in Mass we usually sing the Gregorian chant, which is chanted without organ accompaniment. And so this organ we use on Sundays and high feast days as in between the chants. And
This organ is still used, this big organ.
yes.
So
and
it must be very
this-
powerful, very strong.
It has got nearly 3,000 pipes. Yes. And on the other organ, we have
So
2
there's a
German
smaller one
masses
there,
on weekdays. And then we sing German songs, and then if an organist is there, then this small organ is played. Yes.
And who are these 2 saints here?
So this is the angel Gabriel
Angel
and
Gabriel.
Holy Mary Annunciation.
Okay, and this is Mother Mary.
The statues
Receiving
themselves are not that old, but they were made like they look old. Yes. So
Daily Mass, you have it here?
we have daily Mass here. Only in winter, this Abbey Church, of course, has got no central heating. It gets
Yeah,
very cold,
cold.
and we moved to a winter chapel, and also the sacristy moves over. Yes. So the interior here is unfortunately not original anymore. So we have a neo-Gothic interior, altars from the end of the 19th century. What is very special is the cross hanging there. It's a copy from 1982 from a cross from the 12th century, which is in the Cathedral of Sassana in Italy. And usually the crosses, of course, show the dying, the dead Christ. And he's very live here. Here's the risen Christ. Exactly. You can't really see a cross anymore. It's all golden, and he looks very awake, alive. Yes. Now, I love our Abbey Church. I'm just for the Abbey Church. I'm happy to be here. Yes. So this is a very special picture because it's the only leftover of the Baroque altars we had. So this is the main altar picture, used to be. So of Assumption of Mary, of course. And it's a very good artwork, and it's good that we kept it in the church. But I'm happy that we didn't keep the Baroque. So the stained glass windows are not very Cistercian. That's our problem, because Cistercian windows
Will be plain and simple.
were simple. There was no color allowed, and also no depiction of people. As this part is a bit younger than the back part of the church, the rules that existed the first years weren't that important anymore. They said, we want good windows. And we are very fortunate because our abbey was burnt down twice by the Turks, 1529 and 1683, but these windows mostly survived. You can see a difference between the lower and the upper part. So one part is new, the other part is old, yeah, exactly, from the 13th century.
So these windows date back 13th century.
Most part of it, yes. So the middle window, of course, not, because the Baroque high altar went up until the wall, and this window was blocked. Yes, it was closed with stones. But when they put this interior, they reopened the window, so that window is from the end of the 19th century. And we are very recent saint, yes, Kannur-Kerala. And of course there are many old people visiting us, and I always say, well, if you have any technical problems, and there's no family member in reach, then you just have to call him, and he's gonna help you.
So this was recently added.
Yes, about, I would say, half a year ago.
Okay.
Yes, I'm very bad in saying the time, but yes. So there's someone in the sacristy. I can go to the...
Yeah.
So today I'm not giving much commentary because he is the tourist guide of this monastery, which is 900 years old. So I'm not speaking much because Father Anasatasius is giving us the tour guide along with Bishop Alex here.
Now comes the unexpected part. So you don't expect a sacristy like this after you went through the church. So we have a very good working monk who is sorting, looking for vestments for the abbot.
Bringing them back.
Bringing them back. Okay. So the abbot had a confirmation last weekend, also in Germany,
Oh.
in Franken, in Kannur-Kerala.
Hello. Aus Indien.
Ich auch aus
Hello.
Indien,
Nice to
Dominic.
meet you.
Aber ich arbeite hier in Lab im Walde als Seelsorger für die barmherzigen Schwestern.
So.
Ja, ja.
So now that this is open, we can show him this chasuble. This is a very special chasuble because it's the only surviving chasuble, the only chasuble that survived the Turks. So it dates back to 1641, I think.
Oh my.
1641.
So
Yes.
that is
So of
almost
course,
400 years
this
old.
part is not old. Only the application is old. Yes.
These are the vestments. Beautiful.
And as we're not a museum, all the vestments are in use. So vestments don't belong to museums.
But they are well preserved.
Yes, we care a lot for them. Yes. So we want to keep them for future generations. So, do you have anything to say?
And
So one special thing which differs from, I think, Benedictine abbots. So the Cistercian abbots, when they have wie heißt der Stock?
Stola.
No.
Staff. Yeah, the
Staff. This is hanged on the staff. So when he carries the staff, he carries it with this. So we have many different colors.
Okay.
Oh, I see. What's the kind of significance?
It's called Sudarium, yes.
It's called Sudarium.
Sudarium. It is also to wipe the sweat.
Yeah, the practical use was maybe just to preserve the stuff, from taking it, but time after time it became like the difference between a bishop and an abbot. So the bishop has no one and the abbot has one.
And the abbot also carries
Yes.
Yeah.
very stylish.
Yes. So this is from the abbey, and this is the personal abbot.
Abbot's emblem.
Emblem, yes.
So one bishop checking the mitre of abbot, yeah? And this is...
So of course, when the abbot celebrates Pontifical Mass, or if also you would celebrate a Pontifical Mass, you would vest here. Yes. So the sacristy is always very tidy and puts all the vestments very with lots of artwork.
Blessed Mary, Mother of God, pray for us. It is written in German. Yeah.
And you can also see the woodwork that we saw in the Abbey Church.
The designs on the...
And one funny, or actually it's not that funny because it's very strict reminder are these two pictures.
They are, but they are not a reminder.
No, not funny.
No, they're also not a reminder.
I always learned that they're
yeah,
reminder.
but that's false. What you learned.
It's false, okay.
It's false. Yeah. Didn't you read my article in?
No.
Okay, so it's not a reminder to be like pure pious in the Holy Mass, but they are two Cistercian saints who are relevant for your Eucharist. That's the blessed Gottfried Pachomius, who had the vision in the during the Mass that the host changed into a small child. You see it there, like he's holding this mini Jesus in his hands, and it was in the Christmas Mass. Therefore, you have on the right-hand side this small Christmas scene depicted. And here we have another Eucharistic saint. That's Saint Guido of Paris, who is the inventor of the altar bell. So he invented the altar bell in 1204. So like the ringing of the bell, because he thought, okay, people are very so distracted from everything in church, and in this important moment, they should like view on Eucharist in this moment, and so he like it was also it was already used in the Cistercian Order, and he ordered to use it also in Cologne, and from there it went all around, and therefore it's a bit strange that he doesn't look on the host, but it's like he looks on his invention, and therefore he looks on the bell, and in the back side you have a bringing the Eucharist to the sick, because he also ordered that in this procession where also a bell should be rung. Yeah.
Okay. So I learned something new, because
no, I'm a bit, because it's like all in the house we are talking about this for monition and so, and it's not
real.
It's not real. So
Okay.
They are 4 Cistercian saints.
It makes more sense.
With Eucharist. That's Juliana Rüttig, the famous one. She's responsible for the Corpus Christi feast. So she had this vision which led to the feast of Corpus Christ.
Like moon.
The moon, the moon and like this black spot on the moon and so.
And why this black spot?
And therefore
and
then.
She said Cistercian.
Yeah, she originally was Augustine nun, but she was driven out because of these visions from her monastery, and then she lived in a Cistercian monastery.
Okay.
And so the Cistercians said they are part of it. And this is the blessed Konrad of Urach, also a Cistercian cardinal, who was a very a keen writer, and in the night, then at some point the candle was out, but his fingers were like burning, and so he could write the whole night, and it was these fingers, so therefore it is a Eucharistic saint, because it was the fingers with which he held the host. You see it there, and he's also like looking on the host. That is like on the right side of the picture, so like a moon, you may say. Yeah.
Okay.
So they are 4 Cistercian saints that all have to do like with Eucharist. That's more.
Okay, makes more sense.
Makes more sense than just to have here two others. So they are all 4.
But of course, it's easier to remember. Okay, this is.
Yeah.
But you don't need to remember any names.
Therefore, I extra wrote this article, but nobody read it. Yeah.
Well, I think we read it during lunch or something.
Really?
I think I heard of that, but I forgot.
So maybe now I always like.
I will never forget anymore.
I always intervene at the point because there are many brothers who like if I'm here and I hear, wow, that's the wrong story.
Well,
this is a
the
big
past 2
sacristy
years,
you can
actually, when I
see
did
of
it too,
this
I didn't say
monastery,
that
which is
anymore
so
because I
old
said,
that
well,
it is
it's
such
not
a
that important.
big sacristy which is bigger than
catch
many
me.
of the
Same.
churches we will be seeing, and all of those things have got very old vestments,
They can
and
look up and see, okay,
the ceiling is also done so beautifully.
We also have this Eucharistic devotion here.
So these are the
So sorry that I should
Good to have a smaller.
So have a nice tour.
yeah. Thank you.
Yes. So this sacristy was destroyed during the second invasion of the Turks and had to be rebuilt. And that's, I think, probably why this inscription is over there. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's about the first renovation and then also with the
Second
two
one.
other renovations. Because
Exactly.
the first renovation is by Henrici Abbatis. That's the Abbot Heinrich Grünbeck. His emblem is here.
Okay.
He's also the one who made the neo-Gothic altars in the church, so around 120 years ago. And then there are two other renovations. Item Gregorio, that's Abbot Gregor Pöck. He renovated it in 1939 during the Second World War. And Francisco, that's Abbot Franz Gaumann-Müller, the predecessor of the now Abbot.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
And now the next renovation is scheduled.
Yeah.
Because this is a very bad state. So a few months ago, a part of the wall just fell out, and you see, you look at the frescoes, they're in a very bad shape. We have had water problems, so we hope that we can renovate it. The problem with Baroque is always it's very costly. So we are very happy about it that we don't have that many rooms that look like this. We prefer Gothic and Romanesque style.
When we could write here,
Item
Maximiliano.
Yeah.
And after 100 years, they will explain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Who was
Thank you.
Abbot? Yeah.
So, thank you.
So this is our winter chapel, where we pray in winter. Now it's of course awfully hot inside, but in winter we are very happy because we have a good floor heating. And so if you knee down, you have warm knees.
And these are the founders, are they?
Our three founders, exactly. So Bernard of Clairvaux isn't the founder, but he's depicted with the founder. And in this depiction is also depicted with a bee cam, because he is also called Dr. Mellifluous, so the flowing honey doctor, yes.
I see.
Because his preachers were like flowing
Honey, oh.
Yes.
Who? Alberi.
Yes. And Alberich, yes, on Citeaux. So I'm now very happy to see we have marvelous lavendel here, and the
So marvelous lavender, and
they seem to love it.
bees also loving them, as you can see here. There are bees, as I have showed you earlier, also in other places, and butterflies, and
Yes. Yes. You probably know her personally.
yes, Me too.
So she visited us and had a very famous speech here, where she said how important the families are and the praying inside the family, and that the abortion is the biggest peace breaker nowadays. Yeah. And this artwork was done by a monk of us long before he entered the monastery, and he did that as he's a diplomed artist, so he did that as his final work. So this is the original floor of the Abbey Church from the 13th century.
Original floors, okay, it's still preserved. And we are going down, although it is a little dark there.
So we are in the Middle Ages again. This is the brothers' working room, a room which isn't used today, but in the Middle Ages it was very important because first it was the only room which could be heated, and of course the room of the abbot, but for the brothers this was the only room. If you go below the stairs, you had a heating from the floor, and it makes sense that if you go up these stairs, you get to the dormitory where all the brothers slept together. Yes, so the heat could go up. In winter it gets very cold, so it was necessary. So the brothers did all kind of works here. As the rule of Saint Benedict says that the brothers shouldn't walk around, and they should do most of the work inside the monastery, because walking outside the monastery isn't good for them. Of course, there are different kind of works where you need to leave the monastery. We have forest, we have vineyards, and we have, of course, farmland. And yes, you can't do it here. Yes.
So
this is
part of the monastery. And the big cross here of Jesus Christ, huge cross, bigger than life size. Old corridors. Yeah.
This is our marvelous cloister. It's very interesting. If you go to other Cistercian monasteries, you will see that they look all very similar. The Cistercians always built their monasteries with the same plan. Yes. So inside the cloister, you knew, okay, there's the chapter room, there's the church, there's the dormitory, so all was the same. Yes. And so these columns should depict the trees of the paradise, and also the garden inside the cloister. You see there's no access. Well, there's an access, but it is hidden a bit. As you can't access the paradise very easily, you need to work for it. And so this is also very fitting that we have this chapel here. It's a chapel of the dead. When a brother dies, he is brought here, and we pray for him here before we bring him to the Abbey Church for the Requiem.
You want to see that the candle stands?
The candle stands are very interesting. That's the dancing death, because as we Christians don't think of death as something entirely sad, it's a celebration. We all hope to come to heaven one day, and then it's going to be a celebration which will never end, and they're happy about it. We don't cry like the ones who don't have hope.
So that's an interesting aspect, that dancing. How do you describe it? Dancing?
Dancing death.
Dancing death.
Yes.
A dancing death with it.
Totentanz in German.
That there is 4 candles dancing death, so that once we are dead, we go to heaven and dance forever. Is that
Yes.
something like that?
We hope. Through the grace of God,
Yeah.
yes. So this is a very interesting detail, because you can see that we had a Romanesque cloister before this cloister existed. So this cloister is in between Romanesque and Gothic. You can see the round arches, but also the pointed arches. They weren't sure which
The
style.
arches are generally Gothic.
The pointed arches are usually Gothic, yes. So this is the chapter room.
Chapter room.
Yes, so this is a very important place for the monastery. Of course, all the important decisions were made here. This is also the place where the monastic life starts. So after 1 year of candidature, you lie down before the abbot and the whole community.
Okay.
The abbot asks the candidate, what do you want? And he responds, the grace of the God and order. And then he gets the habit. It's completely white. He is 1 year novice. After that 1 year, he can become, he can do the simple vows for 3 years, and after those 3 years, he can do this solemn vows. So 5 years from entering to solemn vows. And the third thing why this room is important is because the people that are buried here, this is the most prominent one. This is Friedrich II. Friedrich II.
King.
Yes, nearly king, yes. And
So he's buried here.
and he is the last of the Babenberger dynasty, which was the dynasty before the Habsburger. So you can make a comparison. This is for the Babenberger, like the Kapuziner Gruft in Vienna is for the Habsburger. So it's a very important place for Austrian history. You can see that he's quite damaged because the Turks, when they were here, they destroyed the face, hand, and feet. And the people that you see depicted at the walls, these are actually buried here. These people that you see depicted on the wall, these are buried on the floor. Yes.
So these people, all of the empire earlier.
And even see
Which year was this? That
I actually don't exactly know. I would say it's 18th century.
But is this chapel used also now?
Not that much, unfortunately. We used to start our chapters here and then go to a different room.
Okay,
but
okay,
unfortunately-
starting is here. Okay.
So on the ceiling, there are different kinds of saints, but in this case you have the last things. So you have death, then the judgment, and then after judgment either heaven or hell. Yes. And the hell looks very frightening, so you really don't want to go there.
So, dear viewers, you see a sight of hell, and Father Anasatasius is telling us we don't want to go there. And I think all of us would agree with him that we don't want to go to hell, and we want to work our way into heaven. Yes.
So this is the place where the first library used to be.
Library.
Yes, before the printing of books, of course, you didn't have many books, so this space was enough. But then the book printing came and we had to build a new library. Our library is very beautiful, also this kind, but it's an enclosure inside the enclosure, so very difficult go inside. And now we have a beautiful chapel here, the Chapel of St. Anne, the Mother of Mary. And that's a very typical Austrian depiction. You have St. Anne in the middle, right side you have the Mother Mary, on the left side Jesus.
So she's like a grandmother.
Exactly. Three generations. Yes.
So I hope you heard that she's Saint Anna and Mother Mary on her left and Jesus on her right. Great.
So this is the foot washing corridor. That's why we have the depiction of Maria Magdalene washing the feet of Jesus.
Okay.
And anointing, actually. And on the other side, we have the parallel scene where Jesus washes the feet of Saint Peter. Yes. On the other side.
Okay, on the other side. Okay, we'll see that also here. Mary Magdalene washing the feet of Jesus. Great.
And wiping with her hair.
Here.
So we, in the Catholic Church, we know 7 sacraments, and the washing of the feet was, for the Cistercians, used to be like the 8th sacrament. Yes.
Okay.
So the washing of the feet not only happened on Holy Thursday, it happened every week.
Even now?
And nowadays not anymore, but there are few Cistercian monasteries, Trappist monasteries, where they do it, but unfortunately it's not, because the Cistercian liturgy more and more adapted to the Roman liturgy. Yes. But on Holy Thursday, we have the washing of the feet in the morning and not during Mass at the evening. Yes.
This is also washing of the feet. Jesus
Yes, exactly, yes.
And then
So before Compline, we meet here and listen to a chapter of the Rule of Saint Benedict. So the one who needs to read, it changes every week, needs to sit here, and we sit down here like we sit.
even in winter.
And no, in winter, no, that's too cold, yes. And then we go in procession to the Abbey Church. The windows are very special because this is how Cistercian windows look like. So no color, well, not that simple, but this is typical.
Not colorful.
Not colorful. So unfortunately, most of the stained glass windows were destroyed by the Turks, but for example, the darker ones, they're original. So this is from around 1200. Yes.
So imagine those windows are standing there from year 1200, before the Turks attacked on the monasteries. They attacked many churches and monasteries.
So these are pictures of the life of Saint Bernard.
And here is a big thing of Jesus washing the feet of Peter. My gosh, so beautiful. Finished? Yeah, good. Beautiful, and all done in wood. Such.
So the gravestones show us that there are quite a lot of people buried here.
People are buried here.
Yes, underneath these stones, underneath the floor. And these stones used to be on the floor as well, but you can't read lots of the stones, so for their protection they were put at the wall. And this was the nearest place for people that donated something to the monastery, where they could be buried so that the monks could pray for them as well. And we take that very serious. Twice a month we have a Requiem Mass for all the people that donated. And, yes, and we pray for people that nearly died 900 years ago. Yes. And if they're in heaven already, then they can pray for us.
For us, yeah. But we presume they are in heaven.
Yes. So now you're listening something.
Yeah. To water.
It's water, yes. So, yes, marvelous fountain. Cistercians were experts with water. This was an area where you couldn't really live because it was all the floor was very wet, the earth. So they were able to adjust the rivers so that they could do agriculture here and build the monastery. And also this fountain works with the water current and till this day without electrical pump. And it's very impressive, yes. The fountain itself is
So natural. This is
it's
natural water.
Yes. I wouldn't drink any more from it, but they used to drink and wash themselves here.
How old must it be?
This is 16th century, 1550.
1550, 16th century.
So you can see that the water has got a lot of chalk. This is all from all the centuries. This is because the water has got a lot of chalk. And you need to open it regularly because it gets blocked. The holes, yes.
It's contained of
Chalk, yes. It's hard water.
hard water.
Yes.
But then that's not natural.
This is natural, all natural. Yes. The stained glass windows are very special because first they are colorful, because they were donated to the monastery, and they're from the 13th century and depict the family of the Babenberger, so the founding family. So at the very top you can see our founder, the Margraf Leopold III, with his 5 Agnes. And the one in white is Blessed Otto, their son, who was Cistercian and later also bishop, who told his father to found us. Yes. And I like a very special detail in this fountain house because you see that all the arches lead to one point. Okay. And that one point holding everything together is the cornerstone, and we know from the Bible that the cornerstone is Jesus Christ. That's why he's depicted, and he's also a symbol for our community. We come from all different kinds of parts of Europe, usually one of America, and he leads us together. We all come from different kinds of family and education, but he is the one who leads us together and holds us together. So when we don't keep to him, we will fall apart again. Yes. Yes. So the situation of the fountain house has sense because behind that door we will have lunch afterwards. We will enter from the side.
Yeah.
Is the refectory where we have lunch and supper. So we're not done with the tour.
So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So thank you very much.
I will call the abbot now.
So my dear friends, we thank brother. Yeah, it's only looking at me. This is the problem with this. Yeah. Brother Anasatasius and also Bishop who came with us to this one. And thank you, Father Anasatasius, for taking us around. And I hope you enjoyed this trip. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Watching.